Do you remember that feeling when you were a kid? When you wanted to prove to your parents that you could do something on your own? Earning money for the very first time, buying something you love, and thinking, oh my gosh, I bought this with my own effort and my own money. Isn't that the best feeling ever? It might seem small to others, but when you're a kid, it feels really meaningful. That quiet, childlike feeling, the feeling of, I can do this, is what Milano's Odd Job collection reminded me of. A world where you can explore freely, take on different challenges, and slowly discover your own potential. And thanks to Axid Games for providing me with a review code. It allowed me to spend time with this game and share my experience with you. Because who knows, by the end of this video, it might bring back a feeling you didn't even realize you miss. Welcome to Heart Fluff XO Cozy Corner, a cozy little space where the magic of storytelling brings you comfort. Before that, if you love visual novels, story-rich, or otome games, or if you want to learn Japanese with otome games and experience some heart-fluffy romance, I suggest you to subscribe to this channel because you are in the right place. Before we jump into the gameplay, let me tell you what this game is about. Milano's Odd Job Collection is a remaster of retro PS1 game originally released only in Japan, and now finally brought back so more people can experience it. It tells the story of an 11-year-old girl named Milano who's super excited to spend her summer vacation with her family. But unfortunately, things don't go as planned. Her mom has to stay in the hospital, her dad is busy working all month, and Milano is sent to spend the summer at her uncle's place instead. Sounds okay, right? Well, there's one small problem. When Milano arrives, her uncle leaves her behind and goes on his own vacation. What a bad uncle, seriously. Left all on her own, Milano decides to make the most of her situation by taking on various part-time jobs around town. Over the next 40 days, she goes all in to make this summer unforgettable, and maybe even fix up her uncle's place along the way. So, what kind of memories will Milano make during this summer? One of the first things the game introduced is that there are 8 different job types in this town. Each job opens and closes depending on the day and the weather. You can work at a restaurant washing dishes, bake cakes at a bakery, milk flying cows at a ranch, deliver pizzas, help sick patients at the hospital, serves customer at a fast food place, pick fruits at the orchard, and you can even get scouted at the park to become an idol. Each job has its own commands and button inputs, so yes, this game is very controller based. And honestly, at first it was kinda hard to figure everything out. It really felt like your first day at work, you know? You're still learning, trying to remember all the buttons, and everything just feels overwhelming. And since I'm a slow learner, yeah, I was really bad at it. As you can see here, I kept failing, and failing. I didn't get paid, Milano didn't get any money, and honestly, I felt so bad. Like, why am I this bad? And that's probably the first feeling this game might give you, especially if you're a slow learner like me. And of course, jobs wouldn't be fun without challenges, right? These jobs aren't just simple tasks. There are surprises and obstacles along the way. Example like when you're washing dishes, there's a warning that a soup ladle might come flying at you from above or from the side, and if you don't dodge it, your head starts spinning. And yes, you can even break the plates if you are too slow. At the orchard, there are bees you need to dodge, and sometimes fruits get thrown all over the place, so you really need to be precise. And at the ranch, there's this pig chasing a chicken while you're milking the cow, and if you bump into it, the pig can literally send you flying into the sky, which yeah, that definitely caught me off guard. But don't worry, there are no real penalties in this game. These obstacles are just there to make the whole experience more exciting and fun. You can quick save and load, and you can even rewind time. So if you miss something, accidentally choose a job you don't want, or just feel like replaying a section, you can. And from what I know, the original version didn't have this feature, so this remaster definitely makes things feel much easier and more forgiving. Now that you know what kind of jobs Milano can get, you might be thinking, wow, that's a lot to take in. So, if you're a beginner, I would recommend focusing on just 1 to 3 jobs first. Mastering a few early on really helps your brain remember the controls. You don't have to try every job in one run. Another thing that really helped me get the hang of the game was focusing on increasing the mood stat first. So there are 3 main stats in the game: energy, mood, and skill. And each of them has a different purpose. Mood affects how long you can work, energy affects the variety of odd jobs available, and skill increases job difficulty. In my first playthrough, I focused more on mood so I could last longer at work while getting used to the controls and understanding how the gameplay flows. And honestly, you don't need to optimize everything, it's really up to you what you want to focus on first. The whole point of this game is to enjoy the jobs, just like the game itself says, it's not a job if you genuinely enjoy it. And because this game has high replayability, you can always come back and try a completely different approach. Aside from 8 different jobs, after work, you can also do a variety of activities like drinking, cleaning, feeding your pet, washing clothes, and many more. Each activity increases different stats and certain items can unlock even more activities. In total, there are 13 different activities and every single one of them has its own animation. Yes! And this is where I really need to praise the devs because their attention to detail is incredible. From the job challenges and shop items to Milano's reactions to different activities, the variety of meals, and even small things like how much laundry you wash. All these tiny details add so much variety that the game never feels repetitive, which is huge for someone like me who really can't stand monotonous gameplay. So yeah, big thumbs up to the developers, they did such a great job. As I slowly got the hang of how the jobs work, it became really addicting and fun. And when I finally succeeded and got my very first payment, gosh, that feeling was exceptional. I was over the moon. I was like, finally, I got my first payment. Seeing money you earn from your own effort feels incredibly rewarding. I was just so happy that I could finally buy something for Milano after all those constant failures using her own hard-earned money. And that's another part of the game I genuinely love. Shopping with the results of your hard work. There are so many items you can buy, from kitchen furniture, living room sets, bedroom items, to decorations like figurines, plushies, and more. You can even buy big things like a grand piano or a gaming console. There's really no limit. You're completely free to decorate the house however you want. Each item also comes in different colors, so every playthrough can feel different. Maybe you want a pink theme house this time, or a blue one. It's entirely your choice. And not gonna lie, seeing the house slowly change from empty and plain to colorful and cozy felt incredibly fulfilling. But here's the thing. Once you get used to difficulty level 1, you might start thinking, okay, I think I'm getting bored. I want more challenge. And honestly, I had the exact same thought. To increase difficulty in the main game, you need to raise your skill stat, which you can do by reading books before sleeping or by buying a study desk. Though Milano sometimes falls asleep while reading, so saving up for that desk is definitely worth it. And after you finish your first playthrough, you unlock Arcade Mode, where all difficulty levels are available. So if you want to practice first before going all in, you absolutely can. What I really love is that higher difficulty doesn't just mean harder jobs, it also means much higher rewards. Your payment can be 2, 3, or even 5 times higher. And seeing that number go up, that feeling, it genuinely feels like a moment where you think, wow, now I can afford things I couldn't before. I mean, just look at how many times I bought here. I was so happy seeing everything finally arrive. It's been a while since I enjoyed browsing in game shops this much. Being able to decorate freely, choosing things simply because you like them, and slowly turning the house into something that feels truly yours. It was such a big moment for me. I mean, look at my living room. I love how cute it turned out. To be honest, at first I was actually quite skeptical about whether I would enjoy this game. This isn't a story-rich game, and you know me, I usually need a strong narrative to keep me going. But somehow, this game proved me wrong. It shows that even with a simple premise, a high replayability game when done right can be genuinely fun and engaging. Playing it instantly brought me back to my childhood. That quiet sense of achievement, earning pocket money, saving up, and finally buying something with your own effort. I didn't expect this game to bring back a feeling I didn't even realize I missed, but it captured that exact emotion so naturally. What really made me fall in love with it is how the game encouraged you to replay. You are free to fail, learn, and try again without punishment. Each run feels meaningful as you slowly improve, unlock new things, and experiment with different approaches. And knowing that future updates are planned honestly makes me even more excited to see what they will add next. By the end of it, my heart genuinely felt full. If you're looking for a short, cozy game to unwind after a long day, something that makes you feel accomplished without pressure, this game might kill your heart more than you expect. And that is my review of Milano's Odd Job collection. I'm really curious, will this be the kind of game you'd enjoy playing? Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you're someone who enjoys games that give you a sense of achievement and discovery, you might also want to check out Everdream Village. I've shared my first impressions in a video right here in case you're curious. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!